Patience. Hi.
Okay, yes. Okay. This already it very advanced greetings in the times of COVID and beyond COVID. Head, heart, and heart. Head and heart. That is Namaha Aste. Nama means bow down to the real self. Uh, Real self established in the real self. Now, most of the people get the body and mind and get absorbed and stuck into the name and form and waste the life only like 1 or 2%. So imagine 1 or 2% of life. Then why we miss this big life? You miss the big life because you already lost into the 1 or 2%. What is 1 or 2%? Body, mind are like the skin of the banana. Then what is beyond body, mind is that the infinite consciousness, the Sat Chit Anand, the bliss which you already are conscious. Your correction is unstable. Okay, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay now. So now the word today you give the word patience.
Yeah, patience. It's a virtue that sometimes is
Yeah.
not easy to be in this state of patience.
Yes, but like you have won a lottery of $1 billion and then you the
Unknown caller.
guy you win let you from whom you win he says that you wait for an hour and you wait for an hour. He says wait for 1 day. You still wait 1 day because you are so so is the our own state. Our own state is within the being. So after all this running around of doing, working, thinking which is overthinking is like stinking inside the head. all that comes to a peaceful point in the sound sleep. If you don't have sound sleep, the whole body mind health get distorted and deteriorated and boils down to disease. So the other word of patience, peace of mind. That's what people talk of self-realization because the real wealth is the self-realization. Then you're content. You're not bothered by the mental race. Now, 98% people are caught up in the rat race. More money, more honey, more power. And even those who have won the race, millionaire, multimillionaire, they are more miserable than they were before. During the struggle, during that journey of collecting those, they found out that it was a wrong path because it put them into a ditch of living hell, more filled up with anxiety. So is the enlightened, awakened people pointed towards
Natsuki Takano.
point out toward the ultimate reality, ultimate truth. Now, with the modern science, you can reach to people through phone, cell phone, text, all that is there, but stillness, calmness is not there. But see, in the morning hours, when you get up from the sound sleep, you perceive that you are more calm, more relaxed. Because the more absorbed you are in the being, the more absorbed you are in the being, then less and less thinking and doing. With minimum activity, maximum productivity happens. So is like in material life, why people chase money. Because with the easement, they could just phone and all the things start coming to you. All desire you can desire, objects, material, you don't need to go after them. They come to you in 1 second. That's the power of material power or money. That's easement. Then the next step is, can you quieten the mind? That's where the power of the soul, which is the heart of your being. Now, we ignore the infinite consciousness and the heart consciousness because by the time you are preparing to get a profession to collect more money, you are already half the age, half the race, means 40, 50, 60, 70. So you realize many people are busy watching the movie, like they waste the life, but the dream life is, like that people have watched one movie, 10 movie or 100 movie or 1,000 movies. Basically, the more vulgarity, murder, sex, robbing, all that excite. The same message. What is the same message? That what the religions talk about, don't kill, don't murder, don't steal.
Steal.
Yeah. So all that one simple message. Why? Because of identification, body, mind. I am the name and form, and I'm to rob another. I'm to steal from another. So this division is the prime ignorance. I'm to I'm to save this body. I have to save this mind. So as long as you are in prime ignorance, you are identified to the shadow and never found who really I, then you get temporary comforts, luxury, so-called luxury comforts. You are lying down in the satin bed, luxury bed, but the sleep is not coming because inside the mind is anxietyful, lonely, criminal activity going on. So, because of the idea of that this is me, prime, prime ignorance, prime sin, prime crime is the ignorance of the ignorance, not knowing the self. Unexamined life is the prime illusion. So once you found out that the bliss and the godliness is seeking you through the body and mind, you already are the king of the kings, queen of the queen, already are. Nothing is missing, but how do I feel lacking and missing? Because I have bought the impatience. Patience was already is. When you are 5 year old, innocently innocent, the whole existence being was reflected on your face, was reflected through your breath, calm, serene, royalty. But who robbed that? The idea of the otherness, and your identification to some false belief. I'm white, blue, green, this, that. Identification to the ignorant knowledge. And the truth you cannot know through the mind or try to achieve through the mind because it's beyond the mind. Beyond the mind, it only the heart knows it. But people want to figure out the truth, godliness through the mind. Mind is a little spoon you have, or it can be big river, but is fake. Fake means a reflected light, not the absolute light. Reflected light is what? Appear, disappear. Time. You are caught in the memory time bomb. You understand or
I
not?
think so.
Yeah. So it is extremely simpler than the simple, but you cannot figure it out unless you listen from the heart. The heart knows it. That's why they say only the shoe wearer knows where it pinches.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like the same way, people adjust to little pain, suffering, little suffering, pain. It awakens, wake you up, unless the big, big pain come, big suffering, so-called death of the body mind. There is no real death, but it change into another form. Like the bubble and the river. The bubble goes back into the river. So satsang is that eternal patience which cannot be disturbed. See, like the light. Now people think the light is the bulb. No, bulb is the outer layer. The real light is not visible. The same way, all the scripture, Holy Scripture, talk that the truth cannot be described with words because words are very too small for that. The truth which can be spoken is not the truth. You live it or you miss it. So that's why you are it, Tattvamasi. But if you want to do business and make lot of business, start a religion. That's one of the top. There is even better than politicians or Trump towers. You can raise the Virgin Towers absolutely quicker and better. But the truth cannot be organized. It is wild in itself. Then how the Tuesday come after Monday? It's man-made. It's just easement. The time is the reflection of the timelessness. Do the dogs have the calendar?
No.
That's why do they worry when they are to pay the bills on the first? So man has its own prison. But there are people who become comfortable with the prisons.
Yeah.
But that's what is their level. Once they, nothing is good or bad, but thinking makes it so. So that's why some people said that ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. You can argue anyway because it's all mental concept. No, no reflection is one bigger reflection is bigger than the smaller one or smaller is better. That all goes on. But there is some kind of patience which is not broken and disturbed when you are really, really content What is that real contentment? Real contentment you perceive in the daily life when you are in the sound sleep. You are not struggling, becoming, running, anxiety. No, in the dream state you do, and suffering happens in the dream state. But beyond the dream is the no becoming, no being. You are absorbed in the being. The same way, the awakened, the enlightened one, only patience is there. No mental activity there. You have returned to the 5-year old innocence. Mind is still there, like you eat when you're hungry, you drink when you're thirsty. That's the blissful state. So, always the greatest bliss is into the little things, into the simple things. What you have to say and share.
The state that you're describing is something to just seems unattainable in this lifetime. You know, the state of finding yourself in a state of impatience in the moment because somebody's taking too long to do something and it's wasting your time. I mean, I feel like there's no how do I get back to that state you describe as a 5-year-old or a newborn? We're not. We're in our 50s. You know what? How do we do that now?
No, like you have put a wrong order. It's like Amazon, you put a wrong order and then the order came wrong and you think, oh, then you put another order, but that was also wrong. So you are in a big mess because first it's not in thinking cage, thinking capsule. That's why people do cheers. They take drink or drug because that's the very simple methodology because it shut it up. Maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, but it does. That's what the modern world is. The same way, the awakened one give you without chemical, the same state. Yeah, the same state is simpler than the simplest. So you think you can buy it, you go to an enlightened master and buy it in.
No.
So that's why you get it without getting by the satsang. Satsang means that when you are ready, the master appears. You can be with the master 5 year, 10 year, and still not get it because there are people who go to different organization. It's not organized steps or courses, but they think their ego pacify them that they are becoming holy and holier and holier. It's nothing to become. There is nothing missing. He already is perfectly perfect, but the stupid people don't listen because they don't want to listen. They assume that they are listening, but not listening. They do listen what their body mind tells, you know, everything is for a reason. What is beyond cause and effect is the love, beyond reasons. But plastic life, silence, patience, love, truth cannot be taught. But there are fake teachers who will make packages for you because you want it, you're very wanting. They make this plastic packages just like Amazon. So there will be future Amazon, spiritual Amazon, special packages for puja, prayers, rituals, mantras being sent from one country to another, one name to another, and definitely it will become bigger than the Amazon. That's how the mind is clouded, like you can create plastic life, okay, but suppose you are hungry and we show you 500 or 1000 photos and more 3D photos, and you are eating, and because the past memory, you are really eating almost, and your saliva is coming. Yeah, because it's fake life, because you are identified to the body mind that will still work. So nothing wrong with the easement and as the world goes on, because it's part of the play of the consciousness, whether you call it God consciousness, man consciousness, animal consciousness. It's all different shadows of the same. Do you know some people like to suffer because they ask for it? And that's how it's all in the head. So that's you ask for it. It's absolute bliss already is. See, like this life goes on. In the COVID 19, people are teaching use that in the hand, gloves, and breathing, mask. All those things are there, but the people are still not careful. And they fight and divide. This is good, this is bad, this is bad, this is good. All that goes on. 100 levels of understanding. But also know that when your inner immune system and inner light is there, those things don't come to you. So that one is very rare, that when you are in love, by love, of love, for the love, then nothing other than the love is there, is here now. Because there is no other to protect, no I, no you, is all oneness, fullness, offness. Fear is gone. Om Shanti is the real patience.